Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So take a look at this particular chart and what you will find is the evolution of the delivery systems in India. First, we had a company like FedEx. It used to take a day to deliver a piece of letter or a piece of article to your home. Then we moved on to Amazon. It perfected the one-day delivery system. Then we moved on to something like Zomato and Swiggy, which are taking less than 30 minutes to deliver food at your place. Now we have moved to a point where companies and VCs are pouring insane amount of crazy money into developing systems that take only 10 minutes to deliver a particular item to you. What will be next? Do let me know in the comment box. My answer would be that you would dream of something that I want to have butter paneer masala or dosa when I get up, and suddenly someone will read your brain and that food will be delivered to you. So that very well might be the future scenario. On a serious note, on this short video, I'm going to help you understand three things. One, what this 10-minute delivery system is, and is this business model sustainable? Second, why is it that companies like Swiggy, Zomato are spending so much money on it, and will it make sense for them to invest and build this model? Third, and most importantly, I will discuss towards the end of the video how you can benefit from this through this model. So please stay tuned on this video. And also a very quick shout out to our sponsors for today, which is Cuckoo FM. It's an excellent audio knowledge enhancement platform. I spend a lot of my time consuming content from Cuckoo FM. I listen to a series of audiobooks shows. Currently, I'm listening to a show called as Increasing Human Efficiency in Business, and also a show called as The Greatest Salesman on Earth. So these are excellent shows. I'm linking it in the comment box. So do go and check it out. And also Cuckoo FM is running a very special offer, and you can avail that special offer by checking the links. So let us cover this story in 4 simple basic points. Point number 1 is that how is this delivery model getting executed and why was it needed in the first place? So this was a tweet by Mr. Deepinder Goyal, and he covered the fact that why people need this 10-minute delivery. So he's saying it very, very nicely, very diplomatically, and I will read it out, that consumers are increasingly demanding quicker answers to their needs. So essentially, if I speak in a very crude, straightforward, honest manner, people have gone loco. So loco is the word of the day today. Let me know what does that mean. It is a very interesting word, so just Google it and figure out the meaning. So essentially, people have gone loco. People just need their demands met yesterday. So people have no patience whatsoever now, and Mr. Deepinder Goyal feels that hey, if Zomato gets into this space, they might be able to crack this model in the food tech space, and that will make Zomato a very profitable company because it gives a real winning advantage to a company like Zomato. Because if people are loco and they have no waiting power whatsoever, then a company that can deliver stuff in like 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 5 seconds, and then we will reach a stage, the moment you order food, someone will just pack it in their home itself and throw it from their kitchen and it will reach your house. So probably we'll get to that stage someday. But the bottom line is that consumers have no patience. They want convenience. They want all the good things. And Zomato sees it like a great business opportunity. Therefore, this 10-minute delivery model is now being exhibited in the food tech industry also. Now comes the obvious question that, okay, how will this model get operationalized? Because I keep on reading the news that if I'm walking on the road and I have these 10-minute delivery boys running in their bikes, they will probably crush me with their bikes and it becomes a nuisance for me. So will that happen, or will some poor delivery person himself will get into some accident because of delivering food fast? So let us have that discussion very, very quickly. So for this, you need to understand two key terms. One is called as the hyper local delivery and the second is called as dark stores. So let me give a very quick, easy to understand commentary on this. So hyperlocal delivery simply means that, for example, when you go to the US, you would have big stores like Walmart that are based out of the main city, right? So there will be the main city, and Walmart, a huge store, will be based on the suburbs of that city because they are able to run that shop at a very low cost, and there are other perks in terms of running that store. Then what did Amazon do? So Amazon, what it does was that it created some kind of fulfillment centers within the cities itself. So it went within the city. It created fulfillment centers, and essentially what Amazon does is that it sources a lot of material from companies like Walmart and bunch of other retailers, and they put it in their fulfillment center and they deliver it to you. But this entire coordination and process takes a little bit of time. What happens in the hyperlocal network is that, let's imagine that you're living in this particular locality. Now here you will rent very small units, and you will stock some material here, and this 2 to 3 kilometer radius becomes like a hyper local network where all the delivery, fulfillment, etc happens. So essentially, hyper local network means that you have created very small hubs all across the cities, and you are able to deliver stuff fast. So that is what is happening in that 10-minute delivery system. So in technical terms, these small stores are called as dark stores, right? So this is what is called as dark store. So let me play out a clip for you that will help you visualize what this dark store means. So essentially, as you saw from the clip, that these stores do not have any branding. If you go in your neighborhood and try to find a dark store, probably you will not be able to find that dark store because they are hidden, so to say. But what they end up doing is that they act as local fulfillment center and they are able to fulfill the demands of that 2 to 3 kilometer radius area in a very quick and easy fashion. So the idea that I'll be crushed by a local delivery boy, that is not correct, to be honest. Of course, there might be delivery differences from company to company, but generally speaking, the idea in theory from a logistical point of view makes sense. There is no doubt about that. A related point that you need to understand about these hyperlocal delivery networks is that when it comes to companies like Zomato or Swiggy or any big name, Zepto for example, these days, the way these companies function is very simple, that they collect a lot of data from you. They keep on analyzing that data. So as a result, they are able to do something called as demand prediction. For example, they will be able to approximate tomorrow that how many sets of Colgate toothbrush they would be selling tomorrow. So they stock their supplies accordingly in these dark stores or these hyper-local networks. So this combination of dark stores, this combination of demand prediction is able to facilitate this business model. So in theory and from an operational point of view, it makes sense that such a 10-minute delivery business can be executed. There is absolutely no problem there. I will also put a couple of snippets here for you to see that as to why Zomato feels it will be able to contextualize this 10-minute delivery concept into the food delivery space. Because right now when you have companies like Zepto, what are they doing? They are delivering everyday products like toothpaste, toothbrush, all this basic stuff. But Zomato is getting into hot food delivery space. So it has to still contextualize this 10-minute delivery concept into this hot food delivery space. So this brings us to point 2 as to why is it that Zomato is entering into this space and whether it makes sense for them to enter. So there are two very big reasons as to why Zomato is entering into this business. Reason number 1 is that people have gone loco. They need stuff ASAP. They have no patience, no waiting power. This is a characteristic trait that will define human evolution probably, because we have got so used to conveniences. OTT, we need to watch movies now. We need to order food now. We want our delivery of foods now. We want everything now. So this is a characteristic trait that is shaping human behavior, and smartest and the richest companies on earth, be it Amazon, be it Facebook, be it Google, they exploit what? They exploit human nature, and Zomato sees a possibility here of exploiting human nature, so to say. I am saying it in the nicest way possible. This is a great money-making opportunity for a bunch of different companies that they will be able to leverage this human impatience to make money. And guess what? And tell me, out of 100 people you meet, how many patient people you will meet? I will love to do that statistical analysis. Let's move on to reason number 2. And the reason number 2 has to do with peer pressure. So here is what Swiggy is working on, and Swiggy is the biggest threat to Zomato. Now Swiggy is already working on Instamart. It is delivering groceries and bunch of other everyday essential items. So Zomato feels that, hey, if Swiggy is able to perfect this 10-minute delivery logistics, then it can contextualize it into the food delivery space. Now if Swiggy is able to do that, then Zomato will fall behind in the race. And it puts a lot of heat on Zomato. So essentially, this reminds me of the IIT JEE coaching story. Now, all of us know and understand that there is no point in going to IIT JEE coaching in class 6th or 7th. But kids do it. Why? Because all the other kids are also doing it. If they wait to go to IIT JEE coaching by like class 10th, 11th or 12th, it will probably be too late. So parents are also scared. Kids are also scared. Teachers are also scared. Entire society is very scared. So they keep on putting kids from class 6th onward into IIT JEE coaching. One day will come when play school kids will start going to IIT JEE coaching and whatnot. So this same scenario is being played out in this 10-minute delivery game also, that hey, since Swiggy can do it very, very quickly, even Zomato needs to build its capabilities, otherwise it will fall behind. And it's fun to see these unicorns having this FOMO. Now, giving into this FOMO, Zomato actually acquired a company called as Blinkit. Now, Blinkit is a rebranded version of Grofers. So Grofers is what? Grofers is the exact competitor of Swiggy Instamart. So now you have a war going on between Swiggy and Zomato, not on food tech delivery, but on grocery delivery, that who can deliver groceries faster. And more importantly, maybe like a year or a couple of years down the line, who will be able to get into this hot food delivery space in 10 minutes and perfect this model. So that is what the entire game is about. Now comes the third and very important point, and this will help you decide whether you should be investing your money in Zomato right now or not. This point has to do with unit economics. That do I feel that this 10-minute delivery system in the food tech space, is it going to make sense or not? Now, here was a study that was done by Venkateshwar Khare, so he has quoted some resources. I am picking it from there. This is the chart that shows you the cost structure and revenue structure and how many orders one needs to fulfill in order to break even in this 10-minute delivery system. Now, there are a few assumptions. This is a study, so of course the estimates can go wrong, but there are a lot of reasonable assumptions that have been made here. An important point to notice that when we are talking about hyperlocal network, that hyperlocal network needs to be built in 2 to 3 kilometer radius. So let me very quickly run you through the numbers. Maybe it will make a lot more sense, and then you can make a call whether to invest in Zomato or not based on this data. So here is a complete cost structure in terms of in building a hyperlocal delivery store and delivering orders. So usual warehouse rent will be 40,000. You will have to staff and put some staff on it. So 36,000. And then per delivery unit, you will have to incur some cost. So essentially, if you run all these computations and take the current margins that all these big companies are making in terms of delivering essentials, then in order to break even, you need a delivery of 291 orders per day. So you need roughly 300 orders per day in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius in order to break even. Now you use your head and tell me that in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius, which is not a huge area, do you see 300 deliveries being made every single day for hot food being ordered through Zomato or Swiggy? So my guess would be a no. So I don't feel that this unit economics as of now makes sense, because imagine this. How did I compute that 300 number, whether it makes sense or not? How many houses will you have in a 3 kilometer radius? I don't think more than 1,000 houses will be there. So what you are essentially saying is that 33% people are ordering food from Zomato, Swiggy on every single day basis. 33% is a huge figure. So at least in that space, it doesn't make sense. Of course, there are multiple methods through which the profitability of Zomato can go up subsequently, but at least at the onset, this model doesn't seem to be working from a unit economics perspective. Now comes the fourth and final point as to how you can benefit by understanding all the information that I've given you. So there are two ways in which you can benefit. Number one is that more money is going to come in this 10-minute delivery segment. It's not as if that it's only Swiggy and Zomato that will enter this space. There are companies like Zepto that are already existing in this space, and there will be a bunch of other 10-minute delivery, 5-minute delivery, 2-minute delivery, all that stuff is going to happen. So essentially what is happening at a macro level is that VCs are pouring in more and more money. Entrepreneurs are willing to start more and more companies in this logistical space. This was exactly the scene that was being played out from 2016 to 2019 around, when Swiggy, Zomato, Uber Eats and a bunch of other companies in the food tech industry were competing with each other and were burning VC money. So how can you benefit? It's time for us to have fun. That download all the apps, explore all the options, coupons and whatnot, and you will get crazy discounts. Zepto, for example, is already giving crazy discounts. So the more apps you have access to, the more discounts you can avail. And this is like instant benefit to all of you. If you like this tip, hit the like button. Number two, keep a very close eye on the Zomato stock price, because that's an option that you can execute and invest into. If at any stage you get an indication that the unit economics of 10-minute delivery is getting positive and it's making sense, go and buy Zomato at that particular stage. That is what I am also going to do. To cut the long story short, the summary is this: that number one, that we as humans are getting more and more and more impatient. Number two, there is an actual business opportunity here. Someone is going to crack this code. It may be Zomato, it may be Zepto, it can be Swiggy, it can be anyone. But the bottom line is that someone is going to crack this code. Whichever company cracks that code, and if you are invested in that company, it can be a game changer. This is a very big trend that is playing out. We might like it, we might not like it, but this trend has massive money-making opportunity associated with it. Third and finally, please do not be impatient when it comes to investing. See whoever is winning the race. Once you have a very clear understanding idea, whoever is winning this race, then go and invest at a slightly higher amount, because that company will continue to grow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up and I will see you tomorrow.